Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am AmalgamAsh, and I am loving my new camera setup. All right, it is still Thanksvember, but I need to get this out while I still can, because there's no telling when my workload will suddenly shift and when I'll miss a day like I did this month, which brings me to my great shame. I want to give thanks to all of my subscribers and those who have supported me during this journey. Thank you so much for supporting my style of doing things. A big part of my thought process is, yes, I want to make tutorials. Yes, I want to make gameplay videos. Yes, I'm going to do those things because I've been inspired myself by certain content creators out there. I'm going to name a few of them in this video. And I want to encourage everybody who has even the remotest of inklings that they want to do these things to do them, regardless of whether or not the tutorials and the gameplays exist, regardless of whether or not you think somebody can do it better than you can, regardless of whether or not you think nobody will watch it even if you like doing it. If you want to do it and it brings you reward and joy and you like doing it, then do it. Because people, for one, will watch pretty much anything, and for two, you're always going to appeal to a crowd that doesn't necessarily know or have access to or is able to click with those other tutorial makers, those other content creators, those other Let's Players. So I'm going to be shouting out all throughout this little rant of mine, and just for keeping the Smile Game Builder server running, bringing it back to life, and then encouraging people and facilitating the communication around Smile Game Builder in the positive manner. Companion Wolf, thank you. Dras Ray, thank you. These two also make great tutorials and are really just knee-deep, elbows deep, neck deep into the engine and the surrounding software that they use to make things for the projects made in the engine. And Jun Rosamura, big longtime supporter of the channel, his kind support and thoughtful comments on so many of my videos. I've just appreciated that so much. June, you are one of the best. Kumichan Multimedia Studios for the win. Jackson Meira is the SGB Assets creator from Brazil, and he's been a supporter of the channel a long time as well. I still have a lot of different asset overviews of his that I need to go over and present in a manner that I feel proud of. Jackson, thank you very much for your support of the channel, and I promise I will make those showcase videos and show your stuff off. Mito Sencha Studios, aka Just Sencha, is a really cool guy. He actually streams gameplay on Twitch. I'm really hoping that Barbarous, made in Smile Game Builder, is a project that he's interested in continuing. I tried to help out for a time, but unfortunately became just completely overwhelmed, especially by the amount of work that goes into the systems in place in that game alone. I have not seen a game that has approached anything close to that level of complexity. Tyrodem is an awesome fellow SGB lunatic. He gets into the deepest parts of the engine and the surrounding 3D modeling softwares. He has a pretty broad knowledge base, and he's been a lot of help in getting me up to speed on how to do certain things with 3D animations and lights. Thank you, Tyrodem. You're also an awesome guy in general. Thank you. Tenkai Star is a newcomer to the SGB scene. He's been messing around and making things for less than a year, and suddenly, bam, we've got Dracula as well as the Dracula prequel. Tenkai is not only very willing and able and ready to learn new techniques in the engine and in the surrounding creation pieces of software to make things for the engine. He's also provided a lot of help to other members in the server, in the Discord, that is the Discord server, that's right. So, and he's also been a big supporter of the channel as well. Thank you, Tenkai Star. Thank you to anybody else in the SGB community that I've missed, which is basically everybody in the SGB community. They're all a bunch of great people. Moving over to MV3D and that community. MZ3D, RM3D. I'm going to try to normalize RM3D, I think. We need to normalize these terms. Yorai Rasante, the Chaos Cat avatar dude. He is top tier as far as knowledge base with MV3D goes. When Dread is not available to answer questions, which is fairly often, Yoraira-san is around and oftentimes has the exact answer needed. Tolan comes in a close second in this regard. Tolan is very kind and has a special ability of being able to explain things in a very clear manner. So even slow learners like myself can get it. Riku runs an MV3D and MZ3D series of videos on his own YouTube channel. They are very, very thorough. You should go check them out. Riku is an excellent resource, and I myself owe thanks to Riku for being a resource. Thank you, Riku. It sounds awkward, doesn't it? Moving over to every single patron I've ever had. Thank you, Jesse Palmquist. You had an enormous, completely unnecessarily large impact on the financial aspect of the channel. With your very generous patronage over the months, I've been able to do some pretty cool things. It gave me the confidence to go ahead and subscribe to Adobe Premiere, which I have done, and my editing has gotten so much better, my workflow has gotten so much better, and inevitably I may go back to Shotcut just to see if I can translate the techniques and the things that I've learned into Shotcut so that I can do that stuff for free, and then I can teach others how to do it for free, because if you can do it for free, man, do it. Nutshell is actually a great friend of mine in real life. Is that appropriate to say? Real life? In the real world. I've hung out with Nutshell many a time. Nutshell is the creator of the game, the Nutshell work in progress for Smile Game Builder, submitted to my very first SGB jam, and is currently a huge Final Fantasy XIV nerd. So yeah, we need to get together and play some FF14, broski. CattleDog is an MV3D patron. I don't see them anymore. They just kind of disappeared. But thank you, CattleDog, for your longtime patronage. WathitDew Records, definitely. I've played a ton of WathitDew Records games on the channels. I have a whole bunch of videos dedicated to gameplay of different video games he's published. It's one guy from Quebec, not France. Longtime supporter of the channel, and I also have to give thanks there where it's due. Thank you, WathitDew Records. Thank you, JSeesaw, for your Ko-fi donation. Ginny, or JSeesaw, is a developer of a couple of SGB demos, but most notably the SGB project, what is it called? My Plurk Home, I believe is the name of it. It is currently not in English, but it's something I'm still looking forward to, so I hope that she picks that up and continues the translation work on it, because it's a pretty fleshed out life sim. Zukuth I want to thank, because Zukuth runs a Discord server and is a regular streamer over on Twitch. He has had a lot of kind words to say about me and my channel for some reason, but Zukuth is a big proponent of other content creators and is a big supporter of those content creators and works very hard on his channel and on being able to stream regularly despite real life constantly getting in the way. I know that struggle all too well. Zukuth, thank you very much. This is a shout out back to ya. If I haven't thanked Kane Reval by now, I need to. I'm hoping that by now I will have done something else to thank him. I think that there's an updated something or other that I need to get into playing, but I'm recording this video before knowing of the certain existence of that, so thank you very much, Kane Reval. You are an awesome human. Are you a human? Might be a VTuber. Might just be a VTuber. An awesome VTuber, if that. An awesome hologram. Just awesome. Him and Dandy Man both. Just good people. Good people. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank Shane and Axel Hafto, aka Ryan, who run a store that I have not been able to make it to yet. But they have a ton of vintage items, electronics, board games, and the like that they have offered to let me review, unbox, and just check out on the channel. And I fully intend to take advantage of that. Haven't done it yet, but definitely will be. And actually, there was the one video where I reviewed the vintage electronic drum machine that actually came from Better Times Toys and Antiques. So thank you guys. I will be checking out more of your stuff. Time to tell you about my inspirations that I have. I have a few. This is going to be more of a vlog style, but it's one of those rare occasions when I'm going to actually talk about just myself. I'm always talking about myself. What am I talking about? So I wanted to do YouTube a long time ago. 2016 is when I actually got kind of serious and I started playing around with the webcam and video quality and things like that. But like so many other people, I got too down on myself to actually begin. And I thought, if I start now, I'm just going to hate everything that I make. And if I start now, I'm not going to think that my scripts are good enough and my quality's not good enough and my microphone sucks and my webcam sucks. And I kept coming up with excuses like that, and I should have just went for it. If I went for it, I would be in a much better place now, presumably, but I think that I would have worked through everything and I would have given it the same amount of work ethic that I've been giving it lately. And I think that it would have been great to start in 2016. It would have been golden. But you know what else? If I continued to put it off now, and I only had started 5 years from now in, say, 2025 or 2026, I would have been saying the exact same thing about 2020 or 2021. Man, it would have been a golden time to start. I might have even dialed as far back and had said, man, if only I had started 10 years ago. But 5 years ago would have been better than 0, 10, better than 10, getting my math all mixed up now. So if you are a budding content creator, create the content now. Don't worry about quality. You'll get there. You'll be able to better appreciate the work that you're putting out when you can go back and see the quality at which you were putting out videos, and scripting if you're into that, and subject matter if you're into analyzing that. That stuff is always going to get better as you get more experience. You can make quite a bit of quality out of lackluster tools if you know how to use them correctly, and you need the experience to do that. So get started on it right away. There's basically no excuse, because you can work with the microphone on your phone camera. You can work with the 30 FPS 1080p video that your camera has. I had an LG Stylo 3 before I invested in a Note 10, and I should have just used the camera on that to start making content. Yes, I would have watched the videos and I would have thought I look like crap, especially when I hopped off of my video and watched anybody else's. But that's because they're using $1,000 equipment. You don't need to compete with that. You're not there. You don't have to worry about it. You can start much cheaper, and if you get really good with your equipment, your camera phone that you paid by the month for, and it's track phone, your you open a window if you don't have a ring light, your $1 condenser lav that you got from Dollar Tree because they have that there, or even if you want to step it up and get a green screen or a ring light or anything like that from Five Below, or you only have to pay $5. Hell, go to wish.com. Go to wish.com and buy stuff. If you got a little bit of patience, you can get cheap Chinese electronics to supplement your ability to create content for the time being. But do something and then get used to it. Learn about your environment. Learn about recording and getting better in that environment. You'll pick up so much knowledge along the way that by the time you get to a point where you can get better equipment, you'll actually be eyeballing that equipment to see if it actually does meet your needs, or if you're playing into fear of missing out, you'll be able to do more intelligent research on stuff. Alright, so in 2016, my wife showed me Markiplier. Markiplier was playing some games. I laughed. He had some skits, he had some sketches, intros, the beginning of his videos that had little or nothing to do with the game he was playing at times, and I laughed at those. But when I decided I loved watching Markiplier, it was when I watched his video Baking Simulator. He was playing Baking Simulator, and I hadn't laughed that hard in a long time. I can't laugh at it now, but I can smile in appreciation at the ragey fit that he threw whenever okay, I can't laugh at it. When he dropped his baking goods on the floor after making his cake the first time. Go back and watch Baking Simulator, and that was the aha, I could do this too, I want to do this moment. When I watched him a little bit later, he was playing Polybridge, and when he was playing Polybridge, he was talking about his experience taking civil engineering in college. Often, if you watch Markiplier, oftentimes he'll say, I could have been an engineer. That's what he's referring to. He dropped out of being a civil engineer. But he was able to equate his experience with the game, and he was impressed that he was able to do that. He was speaking fondly about the game and that experience, but it was awesome to me, a nerd. So I gotta thank Markiplier for providing me with a spark that's like, that's a thing that I didn't know I wanted to do, and I want to do it, and I want to do it now, because that makes me interested in learning. And I see a content creator, somebody who's joking around and playing a game, but they're talking about their real experience, and I'm absorbing that, and it's making me learn about the stuff that the game is teaching too. So it's like, you realize after some time that this stuff is taught everywhere, but sometimes it just doesn't go into people's heads unless they've got the right teacher. That doesn't mean the best teacher or the more intelligent teacher, whatever. It just means the one that's on your wavelength. And that's why I say, be that tutorial creator. Do that thing. Explain those videos or those processes while making the videos. Even if somebody else does it, you're still going to communicate to people that they can't reach. You're still going to be on somebody's wavelength no matter what. Alright, so then I got into Jacksepticeye, who I originally thought there's no way, the guy's way too loud. The ones I watched him some more and I found out, he's actually like a really super nice, sincere guy, and he's a ton of fun when he's improvising and when he's doing his scripting videos as well. Jack is probably, or Sean rather, probably my favorite YouTuber. I can't watch him these days. He's got a crazy editor. I don't know why. His videos are just way too visually noisy. They're all over the place. There's way too much memes going on. I know some of you will say there's no such thing. I can't watch Jack anymore. I can't watch him right now. But back in 2016, all the way through like 2020, yeah, watching Jacksepticeye, great. Highlight, loved it. He's great. I drink a pint with Jack anytime. Absolutely anytime. Unus Annus. 2020. Big fan of Unus Annus. I've got one of the shirts. I've got the stupid little hourglass U2's figurine with Unus and Annus. And I love that channel. Memento Mori. Unus Annus. Lately, this is a more recent thing, but I've actually been watching Always Bored, Never Boring. ABNB. Always Bored, Never Boring can play classic board games on his channel, solo play, and I will watch that all day. I was getting to a point where I could go find Always Bored, Never Boring on YouTube when I was able to watch YouTube or listen to YouTube at work, and put it on there and go weld and do whatever it is that I was doing at work, and I would listen to his gameplay, and he just makes everything interesting. And even if you go and you think that he's completely boring, well, that just proves my point about content creators reaching audiences that other content creators can't or for some reason won't. I could listen to that all day long and I would be at ease because it's very soothing, it's interesting, it's engaging to my brain. So Always Bored, Never Boring, definitely kind of an inspiration to me because I've been doing a lot of stuff with HeroQuest lately, and I might want to get into vintage board games of the RPG variety in order to extend my level up your creativity and level up your confidence through your creativity concept that I secretly have, but I haven't talked about yet in depth. Anyways, I just wanted to vlog and talk and talk. So if you made it this far, please comment down below, poggers or something like that, so I know you stuck around. There's not going to be very many who have. Alright, that's all I got to say for now. Please stay tuned for Devcember, which is going to have a lot of stuff going on. I'm going to be speaking directly to the devs and directly to those people who want to get into game development and need to know how easy it is to do so, how you just need to have the right teacher. And I might not be the right teacher, but I'm going to try to point you in the direction that you need to go to get the right teacher. Alright? I'm also going to do my best to explain things to you and become your correct teacher. So, I hope you have an enormously great, fantastic, wonderful, stupendous day. Thank you very much for your support, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, bye for now.